If we look at the French side, it's Freddie Banquet, who plays with Sheffield here in England at fullback, and some experience in Coles and Garcia. Number 7, Anton, will be leading from the front with his organisational skills, and the pack looks after number 12, Cabestany there, and Valero, have plenty of experience between them, and they'll be leading from the front. Some more familiar names in the Samoan side. The centre partnership of John Schuster and Voiga Twigamala will surely set this crowd alight here in Cardiff. Toa Samoa, a prolific try scorer at 6, and up front they've got 2 powerful props in Solomona and Afoa. If we look at the substitutes, some inexperience with Bane, Tejido, Jampi and Tissier on France, and perhaps more well-known names with Ilia, Panapa, Perline and Vanaro at Western Samoa. So the captains are about to ensemble in the middle there to toss the coin and see who plays left and right. Patrick Anton on the left there, vastly experienced with his spells in England with Hull and Leeds. And John Schuster, at the age of 31, is a very well respected player. The Western Samoa's players will now treat us to the traditional war dance, which is called the Toa Samoa. And it's Toa Party, the standoff half. And we're away with what should be a thrilling encounter here, with France looking to get their stripes back after a defeat early part of the week, and see if we can get some points and some pressure on the Samoans. So France driving hard, tackled some 15 yards from their own line. Acting half back there. Touré. Good drive there. Switch down the blind. Tackling there by Valero. Number 8 there for France, coming hard. Budebza. Number 9. Back to the kicker. Bonke deep kick. Fielded there by the... Oh, and a powerful break there by number 5, Coco, for Western Samoa. Into the middle of the field. What can they do? Number 7 bringing his partner into play. And it's Schuster here, bringing his winger inside. Amartya inside there. Schuster acting half. Number 9 poaching. Schuster acting half. Across the field. 2 passes. Looking for the gaps out wide. Powerful run there from 11. Oh, but a misfield there. Fielded by number 3, Garcia, who's feeding his 5 Mons. So, slow tempo to this game as we pick up, but France with possession. Near halfway. And referee there, collecting offside. The Samoan defence. That gives France the penalty. So France into touch on the 22 metre. So what can France do here? First real attack of the game. Number 7 on time to Budebza. Number 9, Touré, acting halfback. Touré, switch down the blind. Number 11 there, Budadwan. Touré, another switch down the blind to number 10. Bit of a gap here on the blind side for the French player. Into number 4, and it's Chamaran, who's picked up the first try of the game after a splendid run from the Juavo. He slipped the ball in the tackle, and we've got a surprise on our hands here with the first score coming from France, making it France 4, Western Samoa 0. Pierre Chamaran, the scorer.
Not so much a surprise, Terry, really. Mistake by Western Samoa. They had a long backline shot. They turned the ball over to France. Some power running close to the line. The ball to Chamaran, the number 4, the left centre, and he crashes over in the corner.
Yes, here we see on the slow-mo coming down the blind side. Good powerful run by this youngster who unloads 2 hands out in the tackle and gratefully received there by Chamaran. And that will have certainly lifted the French players' hopes as Chamaran scored his first try there. He finished it well. And now can Freddie Bonke convert the 2 points to the 4 already in the bag. Bonke on the touchline. Good kick, but no, well wide of the post and not even having enough legs to reach.
Ball comes out wide to the left-hand side here. Number 10, Joavo, held up, the centre collects the ball, but it's Lamatia, the winger from Western Samoa, who's come off the wing and left the space right in the corner flag.
That's right, John. I'm sure the Welsh players watching in the stand will have watched that with careful note. There they are, the Welsh players, who I'm sure are looking intently on to find any chink in this Western Samoan armour, which France has already found. So France now in their own 22, just outside it, in fact, coming away with the ball. It's number 9, Torre. Anton at first receiver, picking up there to Joavo, who made the try. Good play there from Joavo. Down the blind side again. Good tackle there from number 13, Tony Timuave. That was a powerful strike. 5th tackle. Kick down the blind side, straight into touch. That'll result in a handover. So France just losing the way on the last tackle there gives Western Samoa opportunity to put some pressure on.
Silly mistake, really. They've done well. They've done the groundwork and brought the ball from their own danger zone, and then a loose slack kick hands possession over to Western Samoa virtually on the 20-yard line.
So it's Solomona driving up the middle of the field here, trying to create the position for Western Samoa down the left. Number 7, Swan, feeding inside. Weaving, bobbing, trying to look for a gap. On the blind side there, Poaching, the hooker. He's going very close, Poaching. That was a nice little half break. Tackled well there by Cabastay, but it's number 11, in for the try. Tony Tatupo, who just scored. A little bit of pressure there from Western Samoa. And the inevitable occurred with Tatupo going in for a try. After some excellent work by Poaching, making the scoreline France 4, Western Samoa 4.
Both tries have come really from turnover mistakes. The first one by France when a backline shot failed Western Samoa. This time, France turnover after a loose kick. Powerful running towards the line. It's by the number 9, Poaching. Held up just short of the line after a good tackle by Cabaneste. Fast play of the ball, and you're looking now for Western Samoa to use their power and size, and it's Tony Tatupu who crashes over the line.
Yes, it was good play here by Willie Poaching. He just probed up the middle, kept hold of the ball, didn't risk any silly passes, and the quick play of the ball, which is a feature of the modern game, created this try. And the powerful second row just picked up a wee dummy, and he's over for a try.
It was notable on that try, Terry, to see that Tatupu, the second row for Western Samoa, picked out Patrick Anton, the smallest member of the French team, who was stood on his own try line, ran at him, and his size just made sure that he got that extra yard and over the line.
That's right, and our first glimpse of the Samoans really gives us a demonstration of their power and strength. So, Captain John Schuster, can he convert? He can. So Western Samoa take the lead, 6 points to 4 with an excellent conversion from John Schuster. 7 minutes gone and Western Samoa have responded in fine style.
We'll see the smallest of chink, a small gap in the French defence here, but Tatupu has the size and power to go over.
So Western Samoa just seized the lead here in the first 10 minutes of this game from Ninian Park, Cardiff. And Viga to Twigamala. First touch of the ball for him, running strong. 3 tacklers from France, hauling him to the ground eventually. But the referee has given a decision that the big Samoan was being held down in the tackle, and that is resulting in a penalty for his colleagues. But a missed kick to touch there, which has given France an opportunity to come away with the ball. A poor mistake there, Joe.
Yes, the opening stages of this game, mistake-ridden. Both sides making handling errors and silly mistakes in the kicking department. Let's hope things will settle down a little bit when the nerves and the players get used to the pitch and the, to be honest, lack of atmosphere, and get on with the game.
I was just going to say, Joe, it must be difficult for these players, having seen such great crowds during the week where the atmosphere has created the ambience for a great game of rugby, and it is rather deserted here, this crowd tonight. So, France, middle field, number 10 there, Juavo, bringing it blindside. Anton, little dab through kick, probing, fielded by number 2 there, Lamatia. Okay, nice handoff there, Lamatia, getting outside his men, going cross field though, but nice, tidy play, simple but effective. Now Western Samoa again coming in field, a powerful player here. On the outside, number 5, feeding inside to Schuster. Inside as well to the hooker. Number 13, in fact, there, Timavave. So, what can Western Samoa do? Looking to move it again. I think it's a feature of all the South Sea Island teams, Joe, that they look to move the ball at every opportunity.
Yeah, the Polynesians like to run, like to use expansive football, throw the ball to the flanks and try and catch their opposition out wide. It's nice to watch, it's good for the crowds, and it's also good for the spectators on television.
So Teara Party at 6, putting the kick deep into French territory. Fullback Banquet just letting that roll dead, which will result in a 22-metre tap. So as we approach this 10-minute mark in this game, Western Samoa 6, France 4. It's been a mistake-ridden 10 minutes or so, and let's see who can bring this game to light. Good have one there. Anton on the run around. Nice half break there, but nothing coming from it. Juavo, he's had a solid start to this game, making 1 try and some powerful runs. Anton, the scrum half, bringing the ball back inside.
This is where the man Anton, Patrick Anton, that really has to get a grasp of this game, to control these French forwards, bring them onto the ball, and then look to get it out wide and use some of that Gallic flair to score some tries.
Yes, Anton, the key man, as we identified, Joe, and his organisational qualities will be very much needed by France this evening. So, Western Samoa in their own 22 metres. A fumble there by Twigamala, moving that ball far too early in the tackle count, perhaps giving France the opportunity. He's there, number 10, having a blinder, this Juavo. Seems to be everywhere at the moment. Number 8, trying to scurry his way over, but no. Kevin Jav from Australia, the referee, has indicated that ball was ripped away from the France player, and that's resulted in a penalty.
Touré, the French hooker, signals that he's going to have a shot for goal. Made up his mind very, very early. Here the French player goes for the line. You see 2 men, 2 Western Samoans in the tackle, and the ball is clearly ripped from his grasp.
Yeah, it was the winger Coco who seems to just grasp his hand round the ball, Joe, and wrestle it away, and you're quite rightly, Kelvin Jeffs picked that one up.
But 2 points here, a chance of 2 points, again from a mistake from Western Samoa. The ball went out wide to Voiga Tuigamala, and it's very unaccustomed for Voiga to drop the ball, whether it was put off by the attacking French player who was moving up very quickly in defence. I'm not quite sure, but it's uncustomary for this big fella to lose possession. Such a powerful man and a great handler of the ball.
That's right, Joe. We see this fellow entertaining crowds week in, week out here in the UK. But it's France with an attempted penalty. So Banquet kicks it through, but misses. So no advance on the scoreline, leaving things as they were. Western Samoa 6, France 4. So 12 minutes into this game, Western Samoa dropping out on the 22-metre line. number 12 there. Kabastani driving hard up the middle for France. Experienced footballer. Infield, number 9, Torre, bringing his forwards onto this ball. Pascal Jampi has come on for Joavo, who must be injured, Joe, because he had a sprightly first 12 minutes, that player.
He did. Something must have gone wrong, whether it was a leg injury, I think, but he left the field. I can't see it being a tactical change so early in the game.
So there we have another spilled possession, which is resulting in Western Samoa possession. So Willie Poaching, acting halfback. Vila Matutia, the St. Helens powerful second rower, first touch tonight. Brings the ball infield. Tera Party looking infield there. Good support play. Western Samoa just putting 1 or 2 passes together now. Looking anonymous. A little flat on attack perhaps, but another discrepancy, and referee Jeffs has penalised France, and Timwave comes up with a penalty.
Timwave in the tackle. 3 Frenchmen take him to the ground, wrestling to the ground. Timwave loses the ball, appeals to the referee. You'll see as he gets up that the ball's been ripped out. Yes, just a hand in there. Silly mistake again, and a kicking chance now for Western Samoa.
That was a classic tale, Joe, of it was only a little one, but they all count, as they say.
That's right, once a referee sees it, and it's definitely in John Schuster's range. This lad has a reputation for kicking. We see him at Halifax, as you say, week in, week out. He's an excellent, prolific goal kicker, and I'm sure this one will have the distance and the legs, and 2 points for Western Samoa here. They'll have to be very, very careful, France, because any discrepancies that cause penalties, this fella can really kick goals.
Yes, Schuster involved in a contractual wrangle with Salford in the summer, but for Halifax fans, he stayed at Thrum Hall. So can John Schuster tag 2 more points to the tally? He's kicked it through, and it goes through the uprights. Successful again for Schuster, making the scoreline France 4, Western Samoa 8.
Schuster's deadly accurate from nearly anywhere in the opposition half. That one just slides inside the right-hand post as he looked at it.
So Western Samoa 8, France 4, 15 minutes gone, and the game itself, Joe, is a little bit flat, I must say.
Yes, it's very hard. I think the atmosphere for the players, it makes it difficult for them to concentrate and get on with the game, but they really must look to themselves. It's not good thinking that the crowd are going to lift them. They have to look to themselves and really spur each other on for a performance. Right,
so let's see if Western Samoa can get into their stride and France pick up the pace and make a game of it. So Twigamala up the middle of the field. Another penalty. Despite our optimism, the penalty comes in to stop the game, and it's Tehido on for Joavo. Another change. So France looking to try and disrupt things perhaps in the Western Samoan ranks by changing 1 or 2 players around. But nonetheless, we're in near halfway, and it's Poaching, bringing Lamatie infield. Infield again. A 4. Couple of drives, perhaps switching down the blind now. There we see Solomona, Timwave. It's not much penetration on that little ploy. What can Western Samoa do here? Number 7, Swan, bringing 11 in. Tatupo.
I was talking to Graham Lowe, Terry, in the week, and he said that he'd concentrated in this early part of the tournament on building team spirit in this Western Samoan team, getting together, and now they're going to start concentrating on the rugby now that the games have started.
Another move down the blind side here was Swan bringing his back line into play. Off the party, but the pass looking to round the man there. But Schuster, I think it was appealing that he'd been interfered with there, Joe.
I think the French player was offside, to be honest, and Schuster was watching him when he tried to take the ball.
So France with possession, bringing the ball infield. Coles plays the ball, acting half back there. Farge Good hit there in defence from Western Samoa. We contemplated that the defence would be strong, and a couple of big hits generally raises the side's defensive tempo. But it's France. Matutia there, strong tackle. He's renowned for that over here in UK. Yes, another piece of strong tackling. Samoa just getting the grips together with this tackling, Joe.
Yeah, in both attack and defence, Western Samoa now seem to be settled down. They seem to be controlling the ball and dominating the defensive tackle.
So France haven't made much ground in these set of 6, so back to Bonke for the kick. But it's a poor one. No, we just bounced it in touch, my mistake. So a good kick from Bonke, plays with the Sheffield Eagles club after a spell at Featherstone Rovers, one of the youngsters coming through with the French development leagues. So a scrum on the far side of the field. Western Samoa possession. The Western Samoan side totally outweighing the France side, Joe.
Throughout the team, they seem to have the size, the added weight against the French team, and I think that must be a worry for the French side. They'll be looking later on in the game, they'll get very tired, keep constantly tackling these powerful running Samoan players.
That's right, and France caught offside at the scrum, loose forward, breaking too soon, is judged by the referee. And so Western Samoa, it's another penalty in France territory. So it's Lamatia bringing the ball in field. It's poaching, acting half. Bit of a complicated switch move. A few passes in that move, and it's Matuta coming up the middle after 3 or 4 switches of play. Intricate move there from Western Samoa. Little grubber kick through there from number 1, and it looks like a try from Timavave. Little piece of individual brilliance has given Western Samoa some hope for inspiration in terms of increasing their lead. It was a very intricate move beforehand, but a piece of individual magic by Timavave, taking the scoreline out to Western Samoa 12, France 4.
All the individual skills here. It's Matautier that breaks forward, using the power and the strength. And then a fast play of the ball. We look to Tuimavave on the outside, just to takes the ball from the acting half position, spies the gap, little chip through kick, great skill, collects the ball on the run, makes sure of it, nobody there to see him dive over the line or stop him.
Yeah, it was a great try, this, Joe. What I liked about it was just look how he holds this ball, free and able to do some magic with it, and he was determined. He wasn't being blocked by Banke at all, and he wanted those 4 points for his country. So Western Samoa, a little bit of possession in France half, come up with another try and giving John Schuster the opportunity to tag on his 3rd goal of the evening.
And he won't miss this one, John. Straight in front of the post, always guaranteed to get those 2 points for the conversion with easy kicks like that.
That's right, Joe. Being an excellent goal kicker yourself, you know all about that. But this try here from Paki Timawave, ball just low in his hands, and he just brushes past Bonke. Fortunate bounce, I must say, but nice little individual try.
It's a fortunate bounce only because it's a very, very good kick. He draws the French cover here, the defensive line, puts it through, a little shin come foot kick, waits for the bounce underneath the post and dives over. It's a great try and a great start for Samoa.
Yeah, so Western Samoa now asserting their grip on this game, 14 points to 4. They've just pushed the scoreline out, and we're 22 minutes into this second Group 3 fixture. Solomona from Auckland, driving hard. Sam Panapa plays his rugby at Salford, on for Tea Rapati. So coach Graham Lowe of this Western Samoan team also ringing the changes.
I'm not sure if that's an injury change, but Sam is playing some excellent football over at Salford. He's been playing very, very well. He's an informed player over there, and I'm sure his contribution tonight will be exciting.
Yes, Western Samoa looking to increase with another kick, but the bomb from poaching held by Banke, and they've come away with possession but lost it at the first count, albeit to a very strong tackle from Matuta again, Joe.
That rocked the runner then. He lost the ball basically on the impact. It was a great collision tackle.
Schuster feeding inside. to hooker poaching to number 2 there, Lamatia. So Western Samoa putting some pressure on this France stance. French defence. Panapa there probing, going across field, picks up Ruiga Tuigamala, running powerfully down there. They won't stop him from there. Tuigamala coming in off some nice play from Panapa, the substitute, and the ball immediately into Tuigamala's hands. And I think we knew what the ultimate outcome of that was going to be. 18 points to 4. Western Samoa get a firm grip of this game.
Yeah, they've taken control here in the last 5 minutes, Western Samoa. Sam Panapa only on the field for a couple of minutes, goes across field from right to left, wearing the number 15 shirt. There are a couple of inside runners, and then finds Ruiga Tuigamala on the outside in acres of space. Power, huge size this man when he's running. Very difficult to stop, gets low, and it's Patrick Ontant, the smallest man on the field for the French, who tries to bring him down but unsuccessful.
Yes, Panapa here is probing and teasing the defence, dummying once or twice. There was a hint of obstruction there, Joe. We may just look at that again afterwards, but picking up Tuigamala and this powerhouse, well, I think you'd need an army to stop him from there. So Tuigamala increases the lead to Western Samoa, and Can Schuster 3 from 3 so far. Can he increase and make it 4 from 4?
I don't think he'll be too far away, Terry. It's my bet to top the point scoring tonight.
Well, Joe, let's see if your luck's in. Kick there. He's got the legs. Well, Schuster making 4 from 4. Joe Liner was correct. He's got his kicky boots with him tonight, taking the scoreline.
You mentioned there might be a chance of obstruction here. I don't think there was, because to be an obstructed player, you have to stop him from tackling the opponent. Sam Panapa didn't do that. He went behind him and threw the long, wide pass out to Tuigamala in acres of space. So I think he was safe there. I think it was the right decision by the referee to allow the try.
Yes, I would agree with you at this juncture, Joe. So Schuster takes the score with his conversion out to Western Samoa 20, France 4, and we're up to halfway. Number 10 there, a 4. Middle of the field. Solomona looking to unload, but not taking the option. Moving it left, Western Samoa taking a firm grip. Tumuave there. Beat the first defender. Tuigamala acting halfback. Tumuave again. Seen him score from a kick. Bomb high into the French 22, but well taken there by Garcia. That was a nice take under pressure. Number 2, Coles, bringing the ball in field. France need to lift themselves, Joe, put a nice set of 6 together and gain some confidence, I'd say.
They have to settle it down. They have to drive up, get into Western Samoa's territory for once. They've only been there on one occasion before, and they scored a try, so they have to really get back into the game, hopefully with a try or some points of some sort. Build their confidence up and start to attack the Western Samoans.
Well, what they need here is Valero, who's been off injured but come back on. Experienced forward, played numerous times for France. Can France get back in this game? Good kick there, but fielded by Tuimavava, holding the ball on that left hand of his. Right hand ready to fend off opposition. So number 2, Tuigamala, feeding off his winger there, number 2, bringing in 4, Tuigamala. Feeds the ball back to number 2 there. That's a nice play from Lamatia. Good loop movement there. So Panapa, first receiver. Across to Swan. Wild pass out here to Schuster. Inside to Mbavave, full back up. Releases the ball. Characteristic of the South Sea players, always looking to release the ball. Number 9, poaching. Stepping off his right, not making too much ground, but Panapa acting halfback.
It's very difficult to spot, Terry, but there is a shirt clash actually here with the Western Samoans when they have the back to the camera. It's very difficult to pick up who's playing for who at the moment.
I would agree with that, Joe, but we know that Western Samoa are on the attack here with Vila to eat. Matutia there from St Helens. Vila Matutia picks up a loose pass and just powered his way over. The game was just in a trough of play, but he just picked it up, accelerated, hit the accelerator, and powered his way over for an excellent try.
I'm not sure if this play is carefree or whether it's just mistake-ridden. The ball keeps going to ground on a few occasions. It's going left here with not much direction. The ball goes back. It's picked up by the number 7 there, Swan. And there's Matautia. Bang, come screaming onto the ball for a good try.
He was delighted there, Matautia. I think the number 7 does well here, Joe. He just tidies up the play, has good vision, unloads nicely, and he comes on a short ball. And like his counterpart, Twigamala, he's a powerful player, this fellow. He's stiffened up the St Helens pack this year, Matautia, and he's delighted with that one.
It's the hallmark, really, of this Western Samoan side and the way that they play the rugby. They all seem to have the power allied with speed, and that's a very, very difficult thing to stop. If you have both of those attributes, very, very hard to stop somebody.
That's right, Joe, and the modern game of rugby league calls for that pace and power we're talking about. This man's got it, and he's got his kicking boots with him. He's kicked the goal, the conversion to the Matuta try to make the scoreline. Moves the scoreline out there for Western Samoa to 26 points to 4, 30 minutes gone on the clock, and to be honest, after a dismal first 10 minutes, Samoa have turned the screw and galloped away with this game, Joe.
France are in danger of losing this game by a considerable margin. If they don't pick up the defence and put some points on the board themselves, then I can see this being a very, very heavy scoreline against them.
The game itself, Joe, at times it's scrappy, and then we just get these odd flashes of brilliance which seem to bring the small crowd to their feet, but it's just at a low tempo, isn't it?
It's a low tempo, and the flashes of brilliance are coming from one side, and that's Western Samoa.
Okay, so it is Western Samoa in charge here. Matutia driving hard again up the middle, stepping off his left, probing round the play of the ball. Plays the ball. 2-3 passes wide. Party's back on the field. Fifth tackle. Twigamala acting half-back. Into Swan. Up goes the kick from Swan. Deep into French territory. Well taken by Banquet again. He was brushed aside for the try by Timavave, but he's been tidy on numerous of occasions, especially under the kick. But France now breaking down this side. Number 4, Garcia. Looks a strong player, Garcia. The defenders seem difficult to wrestle to the floor. Number 6, Farge. Number 9, Torre. Into his front row partner there, number 8.
That's better running from the French. They don't have to be intimidated by the Western Samoan defence. They really have to take the game to them. A great ball there inside from France's number 7.
Onta.
It was Patrick Onton, yeah. Beautiful flick pass on the reverse. Now they look to get the ball out wide.
So, what can France do? Spill the ball, that's what they do. And it's number 7 beating his partner number 6. And Samoa spilled the ball. So number 13 there for France, Valero. He had a spell off earlier, but he's fitting well again. So France, infield, number 11. Hudadwan coming infield. Torre at 9, acting half, feeds on top. Super pass there before we saw. Banquet at 1. Beats the first tackle, a good play, Banquet. For the first time in a number of minutes, France are in the Samoan 22. On top, inside there to the substitute, running hard down the blind side. Number 15, Taidu. Garcia 4, infield. Looking for the gaps out wide. Big hit there on defence from Samoa. Held in the tackle there from Kabastani. Number 9 there, goes down the blind, little grubber kick. Switch on, but no. Fielded by the Samoan defender. And I think he was hurting, that was Poching. Probably receive some retention. Oof. So a little bit of control play from France, Joe.
It's about time, to be honest, Terry. They did show some of their skills there, but I really feel that they have to start switching the ball, put a few handles on, create the gaps, because if they just run straight, they're going to get picked off and smashed by this Western Samoan defence. They really have to start looking out wide with some handle runs and really create the gap themselves.
Well, some good advice from Joe there. Let's see if they can heed that advice, but it's Western Samoa. with possession. 5th tackle. Deep kick from Tewawe, going deep, but that looks as though it'll run dead over the dead ball line, which will result in a 22-metre tap. So poor kick from Western Samoa. I think even when they get to the game on Sunday against Wales, they'll have to improve the kicking game.
Graham Lowe, the Western Samoan coach, must be using this game really as a warm-up game. He must be looking and gearing himself ready for that game against Wales. There's Jonathan Davis, who's watching this game, very, very interested to see what the result will be. Ready for that game, as we mentioned, against Western Samoa.
So France on the halfway line. Can they breach this defence? Sloppy pass there from Anton, but they've tied it up with number 2, Coles. Number 2 steps inside. Big, tall, rangy player, Coles. Nice play there from the wingman. So Garcia acting halfback. And it's Banke up, looking for some enterprise. Kick through there. Let's see. Does it come to nothing? But no. Tidied up by the Samoan wingman, Koko. So, Western Samoa inside their own 10-metre line. Nice step from Tewawe from Auckland. Tuigamala picks the ball up, goes down the blind side. Oh, hands one off. He's getting into his stride now, the big fellow. With a good solid tackle, one round the legs, one up top from France. Nice piece of play on both attack and defence. But Western Samoa opening this ball out. Tewawe, nice ball in the tackle, but no. Ankle deep on Schuster, and the ball spilled to the floor and collected by France. But
a glimpse there of what Western Samoa are capable of. Power running down the left-hand side, then fast hands across the back line. Just a bit of a low pass to Schuster, or I think that would have been a try.
So France now pick up the ball, coming away with it. Nice. Some drive on the far side of the field from Mons on the wing. Fage stepping, probing. Wide pass to Anton. What can Anton do? He's looking around for a gap. Nice drop off inside to Banke. The gap's open up for Banke. Steps outside the fullback, but the cover came across there from Koko, I think it was, and it's inside. France, Garcia across, Anton again, orchestrating, going across the field. They're letting him run now, which is to France's credit. So down the blind side, there's gaps down the blind. Anton's probing. Looked inside, unloaded to the wingman, but tackled by his opposite wingman, Koko, and it's a turnover. But enterprising play there by France, and I must say, very sloppy play by Western Samoa. They look very lethargic at times on both sides here, and we seem to have a spurt of activity, a spurt of tempo, and then it quickly drops back to a slow pace. Been numerous mistakes in this half, Joe, and mistakes and penalties have perhaps affected the continuity.
It does. It doesn't make for a good game to watch or to commentate on, and I feel that Graham Lowe and the French coach too will be really biting their lips watching this.
So it's number 7 there for Western Samoa. Swan to his half-back partner Rapati, putting something together again. Some 3 yards outside the 22. Matutia acting half-back, feeding left. Tewawe with that cultured kick of his. Probing, but this time too strong. So again we have a tap on 22. Substitute for Samoa, Vagana, on for Afoa. So Graham Lowe, the Samoan coach, has been bringing the changes. So referee Jeff's there just having a chat with Anton, just trying to communicate. Let's keep those tackles a little bit low. The forward there. Territory in possession. I think Western Samoa have just edged it in both counts, but it's been a half littered with mistakes, and one can only say disrupted rugby. So France on the 22, coming in field. Tackled by Solomona. Had a spell with Oldham a couple of years ago. And it's a nice run here down the blind. Schuster the tackler. Garcia acting half, picking up Anton. Number 8 there, driving hard into the rock-solid wall of Matutia. I don't think these French lads will have much change out of Matutia, Joe.
No, he can tackle. Once he sets his stall and plants his feet, he can really, really hit hard.
So a bit of a melee after a kick through. But again, to no avail. Another mistake on the end of this kick.
Yeah, the game really is mistake-ridden. The French player failed to pick it up there, and so did the Western Samoa player. Tuima Varvey couldn't pick it up. When the ball does eventually go to hand, the referee has already blown the whistle for the scrum.
So it's France possession at this scrum. Patrick Anton, the captain from Avignon, looking to feed and retrieve and then bring this back line into play.
I think Anton must have called a move here. The back line of the French team is really deep. Let's see what happens. The number 6 run around.
Yes. Once
again a mistake. Ball going to ground, and the handling errors really must be up in the teens for both teams now.
Yes, that was a, can only say a woeful attempt at a set play on the first tackle. Would have thought they'd try to play a little bit of control rugby to put some pressure on the Samoan defence. They come up with some points, the first points of the game in fact, but since then they put no pressure on them. What can Samoa do? Substitute 17, Bagana. First touch there for him. Play the ball back to 11. Tatupo. Okay, trying to unload, but again, ball on the floor. Yet another mistake.
Tatupu, strong running again. 3 Frenchmen in the tackle. Is there a hand in it? No, he just loses possession. Trying to offload in the tackle to Tupu, but let the ball go to the ground. And another one of these handling errors that have been literally littering this game.
I think if I pick up there, Joe, we exult at the spectacular play when the holding the ball in one hand comes off and comes to fruition. But there we saw a bit of sloppy play, making no advance to the scoreline of Western Samoa 26, France 4. France scoring first, but some 40 minutes later, Western Samoa well and truly in charge.
They are in charge, Terry, but they're still making a lot of mistakes. If they'd have controlled the ball as well as they would have probably liked, then I'm sure there could have been another 20 points on top of that scoreline in Western Samoa's favour.
So, Budebza, France number 8, is a bit of an injury to the shoulder. Budebza, that's a difficult one for us, Joe.
It's not easy. It's not easy. With a few points at Scrabble.
So, Anton feeding again. Scrum just drifting away there. No real control. The powerful Samoan pack pushing the French team around here as we see the drive, but France are away with it. So, infield. What can France do? Anton acting half. Bringing in one of the second rows there, number 11, Boudavouan. Slow play of the ball yet again. 9, Torre. Bringing in Valero. And there we have the half-time hooter with France not making much impression on Western Samoa. Western Samoa 26 points, France 4.
When you mention Graham Law there, that's exactly right. Graham, although will be happy with the scoreline, I'm sure he feels that the game needs something, needs control by his players to extend this lead.
So France kick off this second half, and it's Vila Matutia driving hard, number 12, brushes past the first line of defence, looks to unload, and he does. To Timo Abwe, good play there from Western Samoa, nice piece of skill, the first tackle of the second half. So are we going to see Western Samoa provide a controlled, expert performance in this second half? Infield there, Tatupo up to halfway line. That's good yardage on some 3 tackles or so. Bagana the sub. Graham Law there just having a chat with his substitutes, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tried to G them up at half time. Asked them to control this football. Here we see on the last tackle now, they're looking to put the little kick. It's actually a bomb up in the middle of the post.
Banke makes a mess of it. But no, referee there, Kelvin Jeff, has judged that an infringement took place, and despite Banque not taking the ball cleanly, Samoa don't come away with the points. But that was good control play from Western Samoa. 5 solid plays, the kick from the halfback, and solid pressure on this French defence.
They'd done everything right, Western Samoa here. Took the ball deep into the French territory, and then the high ball just lost it, but it was obviously given offside. I can't really see, to be honest, unless he knocked on over the line, why that try was disallowed.
For my money, I think Toa Samoa actually knocked the ball forward, and that's where Mr. Jess from Australia was on hand to adjudicate. So France outside the 22 on the 5th tackle, looking for a control kick. Back to Banque. He puts a good long kick in there, Joe.
Yeah, that was a good kick, but the difference between the two teams is when the Western Samoans bring the ball out, they seem to reach halfway and further before they put the kick in. France is still deep in their own territory and looking for an extra long kick to relieve pressure.
That's right, so it's Timo Ave picking the ball up, acting halfback. Comes in field, there, number 7, feeding Schuster, stepping, coming inside. Already we're seeing control play from Western Samoa.
Schuster's one of the players that could really set this game alight. He's got an excellent step, very elusive runner. Not only has he got a kicking game, but he can break defences up, and I think we'll be looking to players like this to really set the game alight. Yes,
he is a very solid leader of men. Is Schuster well respected throughout the world with his rugby?
It's a balance between these two centres. Schuster with his step-in, probing runs, and the power side of the game with his centre partner, Wawega Tuigamala.
That's right, Joe. Considerable balance in the centres. Something I'm sure the Welsh team will be aware of at the weekend. But it's France coming up to halfway. Number 4, Chameroun, the scorer of the only French try. It's rather powerful, does this player? Made some good yards. So Anton, bringing in number 11 there. Boudabouane. Nice piece of play here from France. Anton round the blind side. In there, slowly just probing away. Nice play again. Chameroun there, getting outside his opposite number perhaps.
Better play from France. A few half chances appearing. They're on the last tackle now. What will they look to? Put some pressure on, maybe the kick from Entente at first receiver.
And let's see, Entente, first receiver, wide pass out there to the centre. Chameroun, he came on the ball in splendid fashion, but no try, judged the referee, Kelvin Jeffs.
The referee was right here. Entente put a long pass out, feinted the kick, and then put a long pass out, but it was forward. Just the half a yard was enough to make that try disallowed.
Well, a nice piece of play there by the combination skills of Entente and Chameroun, but to no avail. But enterprising play from France, and hopefully that'll give them some heart. But it's Timo Ave breaking down the middle, tackled by Banque and Entente. So a counter-attack from Western Samoa. Perhaps they'll be looking to move it to this western left side here. Toa Samoa, cross field, gap inside. Tuigamala on the burst. I think this is a try, Joe. Wawega Tuigamala, short pass there of Toa Samoa, and the first line crumbled as he came through. And to be honest, that was always a try.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like to try and stop this line on a regular basis. France had all the pressure down on the Western Samoa line. The penalty given away, and then Western Samoa come away a fast and full length of the field break by Tuima Vave, and then the ball spun out from right to left. Toa Samoa holding the ball up, looks for the inside runner of Tuigamala. The first tackle there, missed by the French cover, and an easy walking try for Wawega Tuigamala.
Yes, we saw Toa Samoa here probing the defence, a lovely inside ball, and to be honest, this must be one of the easiest tries Tuigamala's scored. He just brushed aside the effort from Torre, the hooker, and basically scored what would be an easy try. John Schuster, 5 goals from 5 attempts. Scoreline current 30 points to 4. Can he add to that total? Schuster just composing himself. Around the corner. Strikes the ball. This time hits the post, so his 100% record falls on that last conversion following this try by Vaiga Tuigamala.
Once the ball's popped inside from Rapati, little bit of a step from Tuigamala off his right foot, beats the despairing challenge of Torre, and then an easy walk really to the line. No cover defence to stop him. Puts the ball down with relative ease.
So the first points of this half go to Tuigamala, taking the scoreline out to France 4, Western Samoa 30, some 6 minutes into the second half. And it was an enterprising 6 minutes which culminated in those points for Western Samoa. So Poaching kicks into touch, the first phase of the penalty, takes the acting halfback. The Welsh players, some of them watching, some of them reading the programme there, I'm sure will be looking forward to Sunday's game at the Vetch Field in Swansea. So Western Samoa, middle field. On the blind side, Toa Samoa, maker of the last try. Matutia breaks a couple of tackles. Ball inside to Toa Samoa. He's latched onto that, he's got some power. Excellent play from Toa Samoa. Trying to play the ball. But no, referee Jeffs has adjudicated that he tried to play the ball whilst on the floor. And Joe, do you agree with that one?
I do. The rule states that you have to get to your feet first before trying to play the ball. Here, Rapati, having made an excellent run, inroads into the French defence, puts the ball on the ground first. It was held by the French player on the line there. The referee gave the penalty to France. Sorry, the scrum, with France's feed for a poor play of the ball.
So, France's feed, and despite the powerful wheel from the Samoan pack, France come away with it. So, France, number 11, Boudadouane, on the 22. Coming in field, unleashes the ball, but no, the referee's adjudicated that he was held, and he passed the ball after the held, and in rugby league, that's a penalty.
The right decision here too by the referee. I could clearly hear the referee shout held. The French player just stands up, just plays the ball backwards. Jume it was. And this time a penalty to Western Samoa, and it'll be John Schuster, I think, who'll attempt yet another penalty.
Yes, John Schuster going for the 2 points, and I think we can interestingly look at this, Joe, that they obviously think they need the points difference, because if it is a tight game on Sunday against Wales, points difference could determine who goes through to the semi-final.
A very good point. They'll look to get as many points from this game as they can. Not only that, but it gives the players now a little time, little breather to compose themselves, get ready for the next phase, and I'm sure that John Schuster will make this 6 goals from 7 attempts, straight in front of the post, very sure kicker, steadies himself, steps up, strikes it clean and straight through the middle.
Yes, another successful kick from John Schuster, taking the scoreline out to 32 points to Western Samoa, 4 for France. Some 10 minutes into the second half, and the game has gone up-tempo somewhat from the first half, which is pleasing everybody around this stadium, and we are seeing some control play from Western Samoa, which augurs well for what will surely be the playoff against France, against Wales at the end of the week. Jean-Pierre on for Boudadouane. But
yet another penalty to Western Samoa. French player holding down at the tackle, preventing the Western Samoa player from releasing and playing the ball, and the mistake-ridden game continues.
So, Western Samoa coming field, first tackle, Poaching at 9, bringing in Solomona. 2 good drives there, creating the position. Third one coming in. A nice pass on the substitute, gone backwards, fielded by Koku. So what can Western Samoa do here? Low pass, well picked up there by Willie Swan. Short ball on the fringe from Rapati. Player unloads the ball down the back to Poaching, breaks the first line, a nice little half break from Poaching. And it's Ropati with plenty of gaps on the outside. Can Western Samoa capitalise? Timuave bringing the ball back inside. Ropati, tackle there, beneath the post, 10 yards out. Solomon acting halfback to Timuave. Little grubber kick through, but straight into the arms of Freddie Banke, the fullback. Well received, and France come up with it.
Western Samoa needed really to look there to 6 or 7, Rapati or Swan, to put the little kick on. It was left to a forward, and I'm sure he felt that he had to put the kick in, but not quite prepared for it.
That's right, Joe. So, again, good control play, but a little less than perfect in the 22 metres from Samoa. So, tackling on the far side, acting halfback. France coming away with that. Acting halfback, Torre. Anton, 7. Putting a chip kick in this time, over the top, straight into the arm to number 5, Koku. Steps outside his opposite number 5, Mons, but Mons, good technique, comes up with a tackle. Western Samoa, infield. Riga Tuigamala looking to get those big legs pumping away, scattering defenders, but held by France.
It's held by France, but it always takes 2 or maybe sometimes 3 players to bring him down. French, no. The ball dropped there in the play of the ball from Riga Tuigamala.
Yes, another example of some sloppy play, Joe. Tuigamala here, a true expert of the play of the ball. Takes his time. Timuave just picks it up as the ball runs into the backside of Tuigamala, and another spillage. So we have a scrum with Anton feeding. A powerful drive from Samoa again, and the wheel we saw earlier. But France come up with it through Valero. Down the blind side. Anton at 7. Bringing the ball infield. Drive here from number 16. Jome up on halfway. It's France. Number 4, Shamaru, the try scorer. Bringing the ball, passing to nowhere there. Fielded by number 5, Koko. And Tera Pasi in support, handing off his defenders, but there we saw again erratic play from France, and Western Samoa coming up with the ball. Number 11 for Western Samoa. Tatupo. Tuigamala acting halfback. Wide pass infield. Koko. Timuave. Number 7 there, Willie Swan. Tackled by France on the 22. What can Timuave do here? Brings in via Matatu, and he steps inside for his second try of the game. Matautia just brushed away the first line of defence for his second try, and that try really pushes the score out to an unassailable 36 points to 4. His second try of this evening, Villa Matutia, and Joe, it looked ominous, that try, didn't it?
It was always coming once France had made the mistake. The long pass here to Via Matautia, the step off the right foot, pace of a back really for a forward, 2 steps inside, runs towards the post, nobody to stop him again. Once that first line of the defence had been breached, then there was nobody to stop this powerful Centennials forward running to the line. Yeah, we see the step, the handoff, great execution of the handoff, and the step inside, totally outwitting the French defence, and he just calmly, like Tuigamala earlier, just strolls in to collect the 4 points. It was a size mismatch again, with Patrick Anton trying to put the affect the tackle on Via Matautia, but just outweighed. That's right, Joe, and Schuster converts with 2 more points. Villa Matutia's try making the scoreline Western Samoa 38, France 4, and a powerful try this, Joe. Yeah, once the line had been breached, he'd already swatted off the number 7's attempted tackle, Patrick Anton, and then it was just a cruise, a steady jog to the line to put the ball down. Another 4 points. Just wait to hand the ball off to John Schuster to make it 6. So, improved performance in the control department this second half from Western Samoa. Still 1 or 2 errors that Coach Lowe will be dismayed with, but nevertheless, a little bit more control than the first half. So, can France get themselves back in this game? 3-man tackle there inside the Samoan 22. Switch of play, acting halfback, good play from
Willie Poaching acting after. Dummied one way, past the other. Same trick this time. Solomon driving up the middle. Powerful player. Nickname is Tiny. Poaching, probing down the blind side. Good yards again here. 5 tackles from their own line. Good play. Rapati, chip over the top, looking for Tuigamala. He collects and unloads. And this looks like another try to Tony Tatupu, his second of the game. That was a special try, that was. 5 good control tackles. Rapati chip. Tuigamala collects and unload. And a powerful try there by Tatupu for his second of the game. Good support play. Probably the best try of the night for my money, Joe.
I think so. The little variation. The forwards had already set the platform. Rapati, the little chip kick over for Tuigamala on the burst, crashes on, then looks for support, and there it is in Tony Tatupu, the number 11, outpaces the fullback from France, Bonke to the corner. Good try.
Yeah, we see here Rapati, expert in the kicking game, a little kick over the top. Tuigamala at full power, hand off, turn, and Tatupu here, he's got a long stride in and powerful pace. Banke comes across, he just looks inside, but great try. So, can John Schuster, 7 from 8?
I'll have a little bet with you. I think he'll slot this one over. After such a good try, he deserves the 2 points to make it 6, and I think John Schuster's got his kicking boots on tonight, and this one was slotted over.
Well, I think, Joe, this game has been a little erratic at times, and I don't think Schuster will kick this. Let's see. So, is Schuster going to convert the Tatupu try? Round the corner, no legs, and Schuster fails to convert the try. But this was a special try, this, Joe, in my book.
Probably the best of the night. Rapati looked like he was going to kick long and deep, and the little delicate chip. Tuigamala definitely onside, runs onto the ball, gets the perfect bounce straight into his hands, steps into the cover, holds the ball up, waits for the tackle, and there's Tatupu on his shoulder, on his left-hand shoulder, already in full stride to round the full-back, Bonke, and score in the corner.
Yeah, great try there from number 11. Tatupu, second of the evening, and he's in possession. No, pardon me, it's a substitute. But it's Western Samoa, up to halfway already. Powerful drive. Looking to turn the screw on this France defence, which is looking tired. In fairness to them, they played on Monday and have had to play again this evening.
Not only that, Terry, but they've also had injuries as well, which has disrupted the side.
Yes, they have, and a little bit of sloppy play, and France a bit of Gallic temperament, causing this affray. And Poaching was trying to get away with a quick play of the ball.
Yeah, Kabastani coming from an offside position there, a little bit frustrated, wasn't quite sure whether he was involved in the tackle or not, stepped in and pushed the player over, number 9 Poaching, and another penalty to Western Samoa. I think this time we might see them kick for touch. They do through Poaching. They're now going to look to move the ball wide and try and exploit a gap, maybe a little bit further out on the left-hand side of the field.
So it is Western Samoa, number 2, Namatia. First tackle. What can they do here? Deep in the 22 metres. Number 16 there. Perolini on for a try. Apollo Perolini just powered his way over there. There were no stopping him. He hit the ball at full speed. And Apollo Perolini from the St Helens Club in the north of England just twist and turn to collect it with probably the first touch of the ball. 4 points for Western Samoa.
Forget the gaps out wide, forget the wide run in the long passing. This is just power play this time from Western Samoa. Apollo Pellegrini just on the field, comes on a crash ball from this first play of the ball in the set of 6 after the tap, straight at the French line, and they weren't going to stop him from that yardage.
Oh, power play there from Perolini, and we commented before the game, Joe, that Western Samoa have some real talent on the bench, and not least in this guy, Perolini. Banke in the line, where were the forwards, I asked myself, but Perolini's over, with his first touch of the ball in this World Cup competition.
Valero joined into the defence then, tried to pull him down, but Paulo just dragged him over with him, and the score now is Western Samoa 46, France 4.
So John Schuster only missed 2 from 9 all evening, which is ominous for Wales, because in a tight game you always need a good kicker. Can he convert this try from Perellini? No, he can't. He's lost his golden touch, Joe.
He has. But you mentioned there that teams need good kickers, and John Schuster is a good kicker. Here's a try again. Apollo Perellini, it's on the burst, strong, powerful running, lifts his knees, dips the shoulder. They weren't going to stop him from there. With his first touch of the ball, he was determined to cross this French line and score 4 valuable points. Apollo
Perellini, who's been a sensation this year with St Helens, stretches the scoreline of the 62nd minute to 46-4 in favour of Western Samoa.
Going back to the kickers, though, we mentioned the big game at the weekend. Wales and Western Samoa both have kickers in John Schuster and Jonathan Davis, and that one will be an interesting game. And if it is close, it might come down to one of those 2 players to clinch the game.
And Joe, as we've seen in this World Cup already, the odd drop goal comes in handy.
And again, both of them are capable of doing that. 1 point doesn't seem much, but it could settle one of these ties.
So a powerful run by number 12, Matautia. Scattered the French defence, but last pass to ground once more. So Chamaran, strong player Chamaran. The teams to take a little bit of time to put into the ground, and he scored the first try and looks powerful. So France with substitute Tizere on the field, probing up the middle there through Torre, the 9. Tizere there, acting halfback. To his fellow substitute via Anton. Tejido.
France look at the best when they push it a little bit wide. 2 passes out using Anton. If they continue to go up the middle, then I think they're going to struggle all evening.
But it's Anton again. Half break there, but tackled by Matuta, and the ball spills to the floor. So Patrick Anton on that occasion.
He's the only French player really, though, that's causing the Western Samoan defence any problems. He's prepared to run at them, and just a hand on the ball there that knocks it down, save Western Samoa from a situation that could have resulted in a try.
That's right. So the scrum fed by Swan. Infield, Ropati, switch move, bringing in fullback there, Timoave. That was nice play. That was a nice play there. Timoave had a good first half, scoring a try and looking impressive throughout his play. So it's number 9 there, poaching infield. And Swan, hitting halfback, number 17 on there, Vagana. Infield here, 2-try, Tatupo. Playing the ball, Sarah Party, run around, bringing in outside runner, but it's picked up by France here, through number 13, Valero. Nice tidy play, cleaning up the defence, picking up on the Western Samoa spillage. Number 17, Tessere, driving up the middle, stepping inside, creating half guard. Anton to number 16 there. That's Jome. Hauled to the floor by Twigamala.
This is better from France, more control football. Now switching it to the left-hand side of the field, trying to get it out wide, to try and find a gap in this Western Samoan defence.
In players like this fella Banke, and number 4 Chamaran, they've got a little bit of pace and power. And Chamaran bringing in his colleague number 12 there, Cabestany in, keeping the ball alive. Good play from France here, enterprising play. Anton, 5th tackle, what can he do? Brings in Tissere, chip over the top from Tissere. Oh, he missed that one, but hard look up from substitute Tissere, who chipped over the top, but didn't come up with the try.
Delicate little chip from the forward here. It's usually the backs that slot it over. Thinking though, pops it over. Beautiful bit of skill. Just fails to touch down. And it's left to Western Samoa to drop out. But pressure from France at last and some control rugby.
Marc Tissier, age 31. Many years experience there in Tissier. So France now, can they get some points on this board? They've seemed to lift themselves from the ashes and show some inspiration. This fella's had a good 5 minutes or so, Joe. Tissiere.
Yes, he's brought France back into it. He's played some good runs. He's driven it hard into the middle of the Western Samoan defence and then left it to Anton to try and get the ball out wide.
And it is Anton in the clutches of Matutia. Not many people have gone past Matutia tonight. Welshman beware. Good run there again by France. One of their substitute forwards. And Valero acting half-back. That was Tejido there, making the yards. Number 6, Farge, to 16. Jome, inside Jome. Pressure from France. Can they get some points? Cavastani trying the chip over the top. Too long.
Far too deep in the corner. It had either a short one or one along the floor to cause problems for Western Samoa. That was nothing. He just simply kicked it too deep. Here we have on the replay. Needed a little delicate chip or the ball along the floor, and Vuiga Tuigamala just watched that one bounce and sail out.
Yes, but enterprising play nevertheless, and France have picked themselves up in this last 10 minutes or so. And so it's Western Samoa driving hard up that side, and it's Sampanapa who's come on for Tuigamala, probably just having a rest, saving him for the weekend. And such is the in-depth strength in this squad. Sampanapa can join the fray.
Yet another penalty to Western Samoa. Valero involved in the tackle. As Matautier goes forward, stands and taps the ball to himself, which is totally legal. But then Valero comes in from the side from an offside position and causes the penalty.
Yet another penalty then, Joe. And I think we may have a card for the evening, a blood bin. The green cards by the support official intimate that number 5 Mons for France has had some blow to the head, which is resulting in a laceration, and he's gone to the blood bin. So Western Samoa bringing the ball infield. Lamatia, number 9, poaching, orchestrating things, acting out. On the 22, couple of tackles made, poaching, switched down the blind side. Number 15 there, Sampanapa bringing in his centre partner, Tony Taputu, and it's number 2, Brian Lamatia, picking up the ball. Tony Tatupu scored 2 tries himself, feeding off his substitute, Sampanapa, for a nice try for Western Samoa. Another well-orchestrated one, taking the score up to 50 points to Western Samoa, 4 to France, and Lamoutier with his first try of the campaign.
Well worked from Western Samoa down the right-hand side. Sampanapa just on for Vuiga Tuigamala. Half breaks the tackle, pops the ball up to Tatupu, who puts the ball out wide there to the number 2, Lamatia. Good try, well worked. Great play from Western Samoa.
Yes, that was a well-worked try. Panapa dummies, straightens up, brings the defenders into him, and then 2 hands on the ball with a super pass there. Again, good skill shown by the second rower. 2 hands on the ball yet again. And Lamatia, who's been powerful and tidy all evening, doesn't miss these. Good try for Western Samoa. So, one thing we have seen in this half, Joe, is a couple of well-orchestrated tries rather than just individual efforts.
Yes, they've managed to breach the French defence on quite a few occasions. They look to take it down the short side, and they've found France wanting there and scored some great tries. And now Schuster with a chance from the sideline to add 2 more points to this now well-established Western Samoan lead.
So Schuster from the touchline kicks it through, but his tired legs perhaps have deserted him and resulting in no conversions in the last 3 or so. So Samoa 50, France 4.
Sampanapa's power just come on the field, as we mentioned. The pass out to Tupu on the inside. Been backed up well all night. He's supported all the play. Looks to unload. A shovel pass out to the wing. And Lamatia takes it to the half century with a well touch.
So Western Samoa strike back after some 10-15 minutes of enterprising France play. But it's Samoa back in the driving seat.
that seems to have been the story all night. France have had spells of play where they've looked at good, and the penalty for crossing. Sam Panabou annoyed it himself there. He showed some good touches as he come on, setting up that try then. But on this occasion, causes the penalty. You see here, crossing, goes behind his Mark Helia. An obstruction penalty, this time for France.
That's right, Joe, and yet another penalty. So France, that looked a bit forward, yes. Caught by referee Jeffs. It looked forward to me, and it was on hand to...
Patrick Anton must be upset with this. They worked so hard to get the ball. The timing of the run was bad, and the forward pass, and on the one occasion that France had the ball in Western Samoa's danger area, they come up with yet another mistake.
That's right, Joe. I think my heart does go out for these French lads. They had a tough game on Monday, rocked by injuries, and they've had to come up against the might of Western Samoa this evening. But they're now fighting back, as it were, driving hard, showing some spirit. Let's see what they can do here. So it's Anton, been the outstanding performer, no doubt, in this French side. I've been impressed with this centre as well, Joe. Chamoran, he's looked solid, and substitute Tisserier. So it's Samaran there, the try scorer, and Tisserier, the substitute, who's brought some fire to this attack. Number 15 there, he's running strong. Tahido, from 2 yards from the line. Referee shouting held, despite his players trying to force him over. So Anton, first receiver, what can he do? Steps inside, sees a gap, can he go through? Closed there by the French, the Western Samoa defence. Paulo Perellini closed the door on Anton there. Back to Tissier, looking down the blind side. Shrugs off the first tackle and nearly wrapped up by Timoave. Fifth tackle, perhaps a kick. Kick to put Samoa in danger. Number 4, Chamoran. Inside there to number 12, Cabestany, and Cabestany comes up with a try. Well played, France. Their second try of the evening through Didier Cabestany, after some good play there by number 4, Chamoran, and that brings the scoreline back to Samoa 50, France 8, and his first try of the tournament. Great support play. Number 6 there, Fage, moved the ball wide. The impressive Chamoran brought the ball back inside, and a brush off there from Cabestany, going over for the second France try, and he puts it down with one hand, rather nonchalant fashion, but 4 points nevertheless.
It was the inside ball here that did the trick, just managed to open up that scrambling Western Samoa defence that has worked well all night, then the handoff, the fend, and enough power and pace to get him over the line. But good work from France, and a try that they've needed, maybe a little bit too late, but one they've worked very, very hard for nonetheless.
They certainly have, Joe, and we were just discussing that our hearts have gone out for these guys, and they just come up with a few points to repay us somewhat. So Banke, can he convert? He can. That's converted by Freddie Banke, taking the scoreline out to 50 points to 10 in the favour of Western Samoa. 6 minutes to go. And we see here the impressive Chamoran goes across, nothing on the outside, great vision on the inside, and this man Cabestany brushes aside the Western Samoan defender. Graham Lowe will be disappointed with that tackle, as will the player, but good play from France. And Cabestany, nonchalant style for the second France try. So France now back in this game a little bit, 10 points on the board, double figures. Tisserier driving up the middle. I think it's too big a margin to come back from, but I'm sure they like to finish on a high note, the end of their World Cup campaign.
Leave it, leave it. Pick it up and
So
play
there
it.
we have a little bit of a skirmish disagreement by a couple of the French and Samoan players, but
it's just a shame to see really that France have shown the spirit now in the hard and determined running, which is too late in the game. I think the French player was a little bit upset here with the way he was treated. He's had a bit of a facial there from the Western Samoa number 17 for Ghana.
And that, Joe's not the type of facial you get on the streets of Paris, is it?
I don't think so.
So Western Samoa with possession in France half. Perellini scored with his very first touch of the game. This time tackled by Cabestany, the try scorer for France. Whoops, a fumble there. Yes, caught by the referee, Kelvin Jess from Australia.
I think it'd be fair to say the intensity's never been really there throughout the game tonight, Terry. We've looked for these players in this World Cup to obviously match the performances of past games, and tonight there's just been too many mistakes really to make it a top entertaining game.
I would agree with that, Joe, but what I do take from the game is some awesome power and pace that this Western Samoa team has, and I think looking forward to the weekend, what will be a thrilling clash on Sunday against Wales in Swansea. One for everyone to watch, I would say, rugby league fans worldwide.
Graham Lowe has had the bonus, really, the luxury of using this game as a warm-up game. The titles there on the screen display exactly what's taking place tonight, but Graham Lowe has used this game as a warm-up game, which is strange but true. And I think, as you say, we'll now be looking forward to that clash against Wales, and really he's had a chance to blood his players into the tournament tonight, and he'll be looking for a much better performance at the weekend.
Very well, Graham Lowe had some health problems some time ago, but sadly, gladly, I must say, he's back in the fray of world rugby. So Cabestany, last tackle there. Another bit of sloppy play here, Joe. Cabestany, who's toiled hard all night, I must say. He's just wrestling away there. The ball just spills away, and some more ball. So there we have Mark Elia, ex-St Helens, played for St Helens at Wembley some years ago. So number 17, Vagana, plays the ball to Schuster. Infield, Perellini. Panapa to Perellini. Number 7, Swan, into Matutia here. Nice play to his St Helens counterpart, Perellini, held by Banquet. On hand again there, Freddie Banquet to snuff out the attack. But Western Samoa on the rampage, down the blind side. Schuster, wide pass out there to Lamatia. Can he go round his opposite? He can, slips the ball inside. Schuster's over the line, but a forward pass judged by Kelvin Jeffs. Quality covering from France at last, and that just nullified the attack from Western Samoa down that blind side. And it's France with possession. Anton, the captain, and the ball for the umpteenth time tonight just spills away from the player in possession, and with another stoppage and a scrum down. We're approaching the 80-minute point here at Ninian Park in Cardiff. Cool evening has seen a game which has at times been scrappy, but I'm sure Western Samoa will be pleased with the scoreline, teeing up what will be a potentially super fixture on Sunday against Wales. So it's Schuster coming in field. He juggled with the ball a little bit there, and the Welsh players, smiles on their faces, observing every move that these Western Samoas put together. It's Tera Party, stand-off half, inside there to Apollo Sampanapa, and it's Swan coming up with a try. Tera Party, Swan to Sampanapa, who fed Willie Swan in support, and one of those quiet moments that spurts into action, and yet another try for Western Samoa.
There have been lulls in the game, then all of a sudden there's an explosion from Western Samoa. Sampanapa switches the ball to the right. There's Rapati using his power, looks on the inside. Sampanapa in support again. He looks as well, can't make it to the line, pops up to Swan for a great try. That's a well-worked try, and a power and support, the hallmark of Western Samoa's better moments of the evening.
Yes, good support play here. Sampanapa has made a couple of tries since his introduction, and he'll be obviously pressing for a place in the team on Sunday. And if we just look at Willie Swan, the scorer here, Joe, he's combined well with Rapati at halfback, hasn't he?
Yes, they've looked the sharper of the pairings that have happened tonight, and I think that Graham Lowe will probably use the two of them further in the competition. Schuster adds the 2 points.
And there goes the final hooter as John Schuster converts that last try from Willie Swan, the scrum half, to take the final score out to Western Samoa, 56 points, France 10,